I didn't want the history to repeat itself, but it did.
17 children were killed in one night in July 2006. Israel claimed Kana was a Hezbollah stronghold, and once again the Israeli military told people to leave. But many families were unable to get out by road and were forced to take shelter in basements.
When I was watching television and see those babies and children, you know, especially this time that after I became a mother, it affected me more. I mean, seeing all these children got killed, they were as if they were sleeping in Kana 2006.
One house sheltering 2 families took a direct hit and collapsed.
There were intensive air raids all around us. My sister told my cousin, "Let's wake the little kids up and leave." He told her, "Are you crazy? If they see us on the road, they will bomb us. It will be a massacre." So she agreed to stay in the house and went to bed. At 1 o'clock, the first missile fell on us. My cousin was screaming, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We have been hit. Whoever is alive, let them flee." We fled and stayed at my uncle's house till the next morning. We were crying. I was calling my mom and dad to answer me if they were alive, but nobody replied. And I knew then that they were all dead.
Kana's latest graveyard has become a focal point for the town. Just like in the first massacre, virtually all of the victims were related to one another.
The first one here is my cousin and my sister-in-law as well. My brother, my niece, my nephew, my son, my mother, and my uncle from my mother's side. This is our whole family. This is my uncle from my father's side and his wife and children. We are one big family.
We were asleep, they bombed us. My mother first rescued herself, then rescued my sister, and then rescued me. After that, she started to call my brother Kazim, but he didn't reply. And then my father came and looked for Kazim, but he didn't find him. He was a good brother. We used to play football and tennis, but we used to fight when we played football. I used to score more goals than Kazim.
Four-year-old Hassan Shalhoub lost his elder sister Sainab.
At 1 o'clock, the plane hit. We woke up. My mother found herself and myself covered with rubble. She lifted the rubble off me and handed me to my uncle. She lifted my father from the rubble. My mother started looking for Zainab, but she couldn't find her. I was unconscious. My face was all covered with blood except my eyes.
But in a story which exactly mirrors that of Hussein Belhas in 1996, 4-year-old Hassan was also thought to be dead and left overnight in a makeshift morgue.
In the morning, I woke up. I saw a little girl sleeping next to me. I was talking to her, but she didn't reply because she turned up to be dead. A man came in. I asked him, "Where is my mother?" He said, My dear Hassan, you are still alive. You stayed here all night alone. Then he brought my mother to me.
And for Hassan, the memories are just 10 feet away. This tree marks the boundary between Hassan's house and the one which was hit. The irony is, if the family had sheltered at home and not next door, Zainab and the others would be alive today. Noor Pashem and her sister Saina lost 11 members of their family, including all their brothers and sisters.
We were in that house trying to escape the war. We stayed there for many days. My mom, my brothers, my uncle and his wife and kids, and my uncle's wife and her kids, and other relatives and neighbors.
My mother woke up. She had piles of rubble on her, but she managed to get out and rescue me and my sister. On our way out, we were stepping on dead bodies. The concrete walls and ceilings were falling on us. Then Mother was digging for my baby brother Abbas, but she couldn't find him. When they did find him, he was completely covered with rubble. He was just a 10-month-old baby. He suffocated and died.
Israel is exercising its right to defend itself, and we mourn the loss of innocent life.
You know, I have a cousin, he's a small, whenever he sees on the TV the Israeli people and hears news, he says, I'm going to fight them when I'm grown up. You know, he's a children. A small child is thinking so. Everyone wants to take his revenge. His mom and dad is died, who will bring him his mom and dad back?
And the story of the conflict isn't yet over for Lebanon's children. In the 48 hours before the ceasefire, the Israeli military scattered over 1.2 million cluster bombs and anti-personnel mines across Lebanon. In and around Kana alone, 30 children have been killed or maimed by these weapons in the past few months.
Do you think you will have a normal future, Eliza?
I have to. I'll try my best to do so.
Finished my school, my university. I was married, I have a son, and I am happy in my life. Yeah, and I am strong.
My first goal now is to study pharmacy. After that, I'll think of marriage, then bring up children, and I'll give them everything I've been forbidden from it and didn't get it.
Well, the children who survived the massacre are playing. They feel that the play is missing something. They are missing someone, a brother, a friend, or a neighbor. When they play, they are happy and sad at the same time. They know that their playmates are dead.
I remember my family, and I feel that life is normal. Then I come to the graveyard, and I realize my life is not normal.
I am fine now. I was only wounded here, and it's healed now.
2-year-old Eunice Gadir was the youngest child pulled from the rubble of the collapsed house in 2006. She was the only member of her family to survive. She is the future of Kana, but her future, and that of all Lebanon's children, remains uncertain.